Okay, so it's been a while since I've recorded a trade recap. So, in the name of transparency and then the name of consistency, let's get right into it. So, first of all, that funded that I had 3 weeks ago, that's blown. I wasn't able to get a payout off that. I only had like I think 2 winning days out of 5, and yeah, so we're starting all over again. Anyways, let's get right into it. So coming into the morning, I was pretty bullish. The reason why is because on the 1 hour, right, overnight, we were distributing my bad, off of this discounted 1 hour fair value gap. As you guys could see right here, we tapped into it and it immediately pumped towards all-time highs. And at the time of market open, we did have a 5-minute fair value gap being created, right? So given the us delivering from that sales or that hourly fair value gap, I was eventually, I thought price was eventually going to target all-time highs and all of this buy side liquidity. On ES, I pretty much had the same bias, right? We did have a buy side liquidity right here, and then all-time highs resting slightly above. We didn't have this 5-minute, right? But honestly, with how the market's been moving, I really thought it didn't matter. So I kind of faded that. But anyways, let's get right into the trade. So since NQ was making that 5-minute fair value gap at market open, I was expecting price to retrace into it, reject off it, and then continue higher, and eventually taking out the buy side and all-time highs that I had as targets. So that's exactly what NASDAQ didn't do, by the way. So at market open, the NASDAQ market just dumped and completely disrespected that 5-minute fair value gap. We ended up creating those relative equal lows right here that you see. And we also created a 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Let me mark it out real quick. Right here. We ended up creating a 5-minute fair value gap right here, and I was expecting to take a OTE level entry off that and ultimately target sell side liquidity and London lows. Also, the reason why I flipped my bias from bullish to bearish was because at market open, NQ or M and Q actually went past these highs, or like took out this buy side liquidity, and ES didn't, by the way. So we had an SMT right there, high time frame SMT right there, and I know we had all-time highs above, but again, if we look at the bigger picture, we on NQ we had already taken out all-time highs from I think 2 days ago, and we had new all-time highs above, and then yesterday we ended up creating a lower high. So given the market structure, I was like, okay, then I guess we're gonna create another lower high, and then we're gonna distribute towards this sell side liquidity and eventually London lows. So that's what made me switch my bias, and also the creation of this bearish 5-minute fair value gap. So that's kind of what pushed me. But anyways, the first trade that I took was a 1-minute rejection block entry right here. So what price ended up doing, ended up retracing into that 5-minute, tapping into discount and rejecting off that, and it's a doji candle, to be honest with you, but I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna try it. Obviously I got stopped out, so I lost I think 117 on that, or 170, something like that. But I calculated the risk before going in. Then the second trade that I wanted to take, but I ended up not getting filled, was this CISD entry right here, which ended up kind of working out. So price ended up retracing past the 0.5 and the 0.62 level into the 0.705 and the 0.79 level. From there, we had a huge rejection wick, and we ended up creating a 1-minute CISD entry. Unfortunately, I wanted price to retrace into this 1 minute CISD and then continue lower, but there was just no retracements. And what ended up happening was price ended up sweeping out this sell side liquidity that we had marked out, but it did not go any further. And not only that, but something I should have taken into account, and I actually did, but you know, I had conviction and I didn't want to end my day on a loss, which was my bad. But MNQ ended up taking the sell side liquidity, but ES didn't. So we had an SMT right there, and a bullish SMT, my bad, and that ended up just giving way for price to just run all the way to all-time highs and being bullish for the rest of the day, as you guys can see right here. So yeah, and the second trade that I took, because I know I took 3 trades and I lost all 3 of them. Again, I wanted to take a re-entry, right? So I ended up taking this rejection wick right here, or this entry right here, at like a 10-point stop, or I think I had my stop loss like all the way up here. That ended up running through, and as a last resort, right, again, I was still pretty bearish. No, I just kind of got emotional. So yeah, I ended up taking another rejection block entry right here, and that ended up getting ran through at like, I think, a 10-point stop, or like, yeah, that ended up getting ran through, and that's how I lost $500 trading the NASDAQ market today. So yeah, it was, I mean, price action was kind of off, but again, most of it was my fault, just because I couldn't handle the fact that I would end the day on a red note, and I ended up going from that $183 loss on the day to way close to $500 gone on the day. So yeah, I'm 0-1 on the week, so, well, actually 0-3. So yeah, not a good start, but we still have Thursday, and then Friday to just bounce back. So we'll try to do that. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.